into this demonstration. These platform I developed using Next.js, Fast API for the backend, and other tech stack. We also leveraged AWS Cloud Storage S3 and the Cloud Front for catching some of the styled images. Because we'll be ingesting huge gigabyte of data for analysis. But first of all, to use this um platform, so you basically have to like sign up if you haven't signed up initially. So again, the overarching goal of this is to be able to analyze and perform for the analysis, extracting features of distresses and abnormalities in the data you take on site. So we envision a scenario whereby we do not spend as a lot of time on site, directly under the sun, suffering, trying to get accurate measurement of different distresses. But in this instance, we just want to like fly over different regions and then capture data sets with our drones, and then we process this in-house. And then we can then leverage algorithm tools and scriptings to, automate extraction of all these features that we're really interested in from the data we've processed. So, like I said, you come on this platform, right? So I developed the entire flowchart of this from the beginning to the end. Um, but yeah, you have to like create an account. So you register for this, and because I already have an account, so I can just, use my login details. So this is my name, my email, and also the password, and then we log into the platform. So yeah, the map we have the map. Here we're using Leaflet API package, so we're able to like leverage that tools. So there's a lot going on here actually. So here it is also draggable. You can also close it down, and then you can also like you can open and close it. So but then we have this map with of course this map identifying my current location in Iowa. You can see, but for this tool to start using it, okay, so you have to first of all create a new project. So let's say, for example, you went to a site called a testing site. Okay, now I want to use this as a capital letter. So you call it a testing site. So you create the site project. Now, under the site project is where you upload all the data you've processed. From this site location. But for these, I will not be showing that because I had already created a project level called 138th Street. So this is where we went to. It's a gravel road we went to, and then we collected using our drone. Um, and then we processed the DEM data, the hill shade data that we'll be showing later on. But for you to upload a file under each of these projects, you just click on upload files, right? So you click on this, and then you select which of the project you're interested in. So until you do that, that's when you can actually click and upload the data. So for this one, I want my data to be exactly on the testing. So I can have this, you go here, you select your data set. And once you do that, you click on upload. Now, there are a lot of things going on when you click on upload, right? The data is going straight into S3 bucket, but it's a huge file. So we tile these images into 256 by 256 smaller images. So they're being tiled, and then the tile is sent to CloudFront. So we have some sort of background workers. So we're using making use of Celery here. So Celery and Redis. So Redis, release the information like it tells the worker that we have a new data to tile, and then this worker tiles the images, and then they send it to CloudFront where they're being cached. The process while we're doing this is just to ensure that we have our data to be to respond to be much more responsive. And so you can see like if I click on this, it's very quite fast. I can zoom in and out and see different details of these images. So yeah, this ensures that we have, even though the data set is about 5 GB, 10 GB, but we can in a very fast way, we can, navigate our ways across a different part of the image. So yeah, that's it. We can also have the DM. So the DM is the digital elevation model, right? And then we have the hill shade, which gives us a little bit, overview of actually what's going on. And we can see we have some sort of frost boils or rotting just along the center line of the gravel road. So I found it really interesting. So we're able to also have some sort of gravel road distresses. So what we are trying to do is to imagine how, inspection engineer would, rate different conditions of this pavement. So we have different manuals. So each of these manuals would tell you how to measure rotting, how to measure corrugations, how to measure loose aggregate, crown, potholes, dust, drainage. So for this experiment, for this demonstration, I'll be showing how you can actually determine the severity of the rot across the entire section of this gravel road. And if you want to do that, you click on rot. Okay. So upon doing that, you can see that the form for rod pops up in the top right corner. So what you want to do now is to bound the region you're interested in. Let's say, for example, you're interested in this section of the road, right? The uh, you want to know the level of rotting in that section. So what you want to do is that you click on this, which is draw a polygon. So again, all these were created from scratch, of course, leveraging different open source libraries and packages. So you click on this, okay? Let's say you're interested in this section of the road. So you click on this and then you return back to the initial position. Once you click on the initial point, it forms a polygon. You can see now we have a polygon one. Okay. Now, what you want to input for DM is going to be the DM information, not the hue shade, because the DM carries a depth information per pixel. So you wanted the DM information. And now we also want the polygon that we just created. Okay. Now you set different parameters that I have listed in the project blog. So you can definitely read more about that. But yeah, I'm also interested in seeing some sort of smoothing effect. So you can have like, let's say we're interested in say 1.5 Gaussian sigma. So that's what we need for that. We're basically doing this so we can reduce the level of noise and this elevation profile. So, and then you just run your analysis. Okay. Once your analysis start, you can see it start processing and then you get an alert once it's done. So while that is running, you can see we have some of the projects we've done is completed jobs that we've done in the past. If you were to like update that because we've completed this, you can see now that we have the one we just completed, right? So this date is 19th December 2025. Um, you can see like it's also when you hover across this, you can tell you the parameters we actually use. This is very good. So you can version the different parameters you use for creating different result. Okay. So you can now check the plot. Okay, so we have two different type of result. Okay, you can have the result in form of HTML file, or you can also have the result in form of PDF file. So let me check the PDF file first. So for the PDF file, you can see some sort of profile like this. Okay, now across this entire section that we've bounded, it's telling us that we have low severity of 13, but we have total rods detected with about 93 because majority of them were medium severity rod. So this is, I think, it's very quite innovative. And why is it so? Because when inspectors go on site to inspect some of these things, of these roads distresses, then they try to map it back to the plots, a similar plot like this in the manual, and then they do this to determine the deduct value. So a deduct value, imagine a condition of pavement that is perfect is going to be 100. But as the distress increases in severity, the higher the deduct value. So you use the deduct value that you get to give you the current condition of the pavement. Let's say the deduct value is like 10. So then it means the pavement moves from 100 to 90. Okay. Now, based on the analysis that we've done, estimating the medium severity and the low severity, so we can then estimate the deduct value. Now, as you can see, like deduct value for the medium is 18 of because of this area. So this is quite important and very much useful. And now this is just showing the condition profiles of, we have some of these parts. So it just keeps showing different cross sections that we use in developing the distress analysis. So that is how that works. But then you can also look at the plots, which looks at the HTML file, pretty much the same thing, very much close. But this gives you more probabilistic nature of what is actually being calculated. What do I mean by that? So what I mean by probabilistic is that initially for these we have just like a single value. Okay, we have 13, we have 80, but this one gives you the mean and standard deviation by comparing other sampling frequencies. So based on that, you're able to get, the maximum and minimum of some of these severities. So this is definitely going to be useful in decision making as well. We have the similar plot as well. You can see it's much more interactive, as you can see how many of these actually like you can see the different XY coordinate, XY point across all the profile. So yeah, that's all for the platform we're building. We've decided this to be much more bigger. So we already have the script for corrugations, we have for loose aggregates, we have for crown, we have for potholes, we have for dust and drainage, and pretty much just still in the pipeline. But yep, this is pretty much what I've been able to build so far. Thank you. And then once you're done, you can just easily just log out and it brings you back to this page. And yeah, for more information, this was me um, on one of those sites, being the visual observer. I can also fly the drone though, but on that day, we had a postdoc in the team flying the drone, and I was just right there, just trying to like watch the skyline, see if there's any incoming traffic, because it was a airport we went to fly over. So most cases you can see manned aircraft, flying in, and then we just have to be watchful, and so we can suspend our flights in any case, if flight is approaching. So yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. God bless.